See, I had a nickname for this motorcycle and I called it Black Gold. But man, I mean, what a nice bike. But to the best of our knowledge, our customer bought this out in the Midwest and he had it dropped off here for us to go over a little bit. Be interested to see his reaction when he first sees it. I think it'll be a treat for everybody. Okay. I just wanted to show you just for a sample. I'll have to make sure I got the right stuff. I'm sure I do. Like, let's see the brake rod right here. Okay, this is just a sample. Actually, this is upside down. But anyway, this is just a sample of what our stuff looks like and what the stuff is you got on there. Okay, they took this off, this plating off to fix that. So I'd like to change this stuff out. This is in backwards. Change this out. Change the stuff out here. Okay, now the tires I was showing you, if you look, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, you see this, all this crack right here? Okay, that's all the way around it. There's in different spots. So even though the tires aren't worn out, this is no good because that's going to be an accident waiting to happen. So we'll probably change this stuff out here after we get this off. I got all this stuff replated. We'll clean up the wheels a little bit more than they are. And, you know, we'll clean this all up. And I'll see if I have these new, which I'm sure I do, and the replated studs and the replated nuts. We'll make all that nice. These are the candid tires we're talking about, and these are tough. I mean, these are tough tires. We put them on just about everything we have, so we're probably gonna go that route. Now, Hilo said that when he had the bike, the charging system was overcharging. So we're gonna put one of those regulator rectifiers on it that eliminate that problem. But the stator is good. Okay. This is the chain adjuster. This is the one that they wire wheeled the plating off of, and this is what we'll replace it with, this kind of stuff right here. So we'll change all that stuff out, including this, and I'll just charge it for replating service. We got all this stuff that's nice, and the brake pads are maybe 40% good. They'd be good spares, but I changed these out while I was doing it. And you know, I'd not checked the chain or that stuff, but I'll have Hilo check the chain. And we're gonna change out this kind of hardware like this and change out some of this stuff. And where they took the paint off, a lot of the bolts up front, we'll change that. Oh, we recommend a sealed battery. I think that's the way to go. The batteries with the vent hoses are dangerous because if you fall over or the bike goes over that way, the battery acid will come out of the vent tube, and if it goes on the exhaust pipe or frame or whatever, it takes the chrome, it takes everything. So I'd strongly suggest that. Now it looks like you got the original petcock and all that stuff, so this is all looking pretty good. So we'll get everything dialed in. Probably we'll want to set the valves on it and everything, so you know, we'll check all that out. But overall, this is a pretty nice looking motor. And we got a brake line right here. I don't know if you want this to be steel braided like this. If you wish, we can make this line black if you want a black one instead of the chrome. So something to think about. But overall, I think you got a really nice bike. This is pretty nice. So I kind of want to show you what we're doing so far. We got new rubber on the back. Hilo went through your rear caliper. It's got new pads on it. This is all that replated stuff I was telling you about. And these are our shock bolts that we make right here. So this is all looking pretty good. Everything's looking pretty good. So now Hilo's going into the timing and everything, and we're going to set the valves on it, make sure they're all good. And hopefully tomorrow we'll have her fired up and take a little ride on it. Now, this is the Regulator Rectifier from Rex Electric. We got rid of that goofy steel braided line and put this black one on there. See how nice that is with the rubbers here in the swing arm and everything. And the replated bolt that goes in for the banjo. This is all replated stuff. Very nice motorcycle. Wiring's all nice. Everything's looking pretty good. Got the right color for the clamps and everything. This is a good bike. So we got the exhaust off it and everything, and just kind of want to show you some progress here. Go to the other side. Everything's coming together with all the replated stuff and everything. Also, Peter, I want to talk to you. We decided to replace this battery. If you look at our videos and stuff, we put a seal battery in it because this has a vent tube on it. And usually when the vent tube comes off, it's the end of the world. It'll ruin the exhaust, chrome, or the frame, or eventually if you let it sit long enough, it'll rot about anything away. So just kind of wanted to show you that. And so we're going to replace this with a battery you'll never have to worry about again. So everything's coming together, and I hope you like it. It looks like someone put new coils on the top here. These are made by MGO. We're going to test drive it and see how those do. We've never used those before, so hopefully they'll be good. Okay, Peter, we're getting ready to set your valves and stuff, but Hilo's ran into a trouble here. If you look at the spark plug, so we can rock it back and forth like that, that's not a good thing. So let me pull it out of the head here. Maybe someone put oh boy. Yeah, maybe somebody put the threads in crossways or something. See how I got the, right here, my finger? It's real small. See how it goes in here, real deep like that? My finger can go in there a lot. It goes into about my fingernail right here. Here, it won't even go into my fingernail. See the difference right here? Here, then here. Okay, so you absolutely have to take that apart to fix that. There's guys that do it backyard, but we don't want to do it backyard because they'll put the piston up on top dead center and run vacuum cleaner through it as they're doing it, but I don't like any of that because that's not a good thing. So tell me what you want to do to make that happen. You're going to have to pull the cylinder head off, and we need to take a look and see what's going on. Maybe put like an insert in there or something. Okay, then I would come to the back of the pipe here. Now, this is just not the end of the world stuff I want to show you. You're burning really, really rich. And I think some of that's oil as well as gas. So, maybe it's a good thing that this is happening now. So what we should do is we should pull the head off, take a look at it, and for sure I would at least change the valve guide seals, and we need to take a look at the pistons and stuff and see if there's any slop or anything, because while you're here, a set of rings is not going to hurt. Give me your thoughts. Sorry to give you this kind of news. It's not really what I wanted to tell you today because we thought we'd have it done for you by tomorrow. But I have all the parts in stock, so we don't have to stop because this is what we do. So let me know what you think, and please get back on as soon as you can. Thanks. Okay, Peter, here we are. We're making some progress. I think we talked about this last night. all the replated stuff and everything. This is looking good. We do have a 76 seat cover on it, though. I can talk to you about that later if you want. But we do have new piston rings now. Hilo had the cylinder off, scraped the gasket, and we had all new piston rings in it now. So we're changing out all the bolts and everything while we got it apart that need done. The actual engine cases and everything are pretty nice on this. This is all looking pretty good. So come to this side. The motor's clean. I mean, they kind of cleaned the cases up a little on the heavy side, but still looks pretty good. And Hilo honed your cylinders out. See the crosshatch mark here in the cylinder. So your cylinders have been honed out with new rings. And here's your cylinder head.
It's done.
And the cylinder head is done. So all the valves are adjusted. We fixed the spark plug hole. This is the one we fixed right here.
1, 2.
Okay. So we're getting her all together here. Cams and everything look pretty good. I'm sure Hilo's going to take and clean up the carbs probably a little bit before he puts it together and make sure everything is good. But kind of want to show you where we're at, and you can have a nice motorcycle here. Okay, here's your seat. Looks like you got some documentation. I don't see the book, but it looks like we got registrations or something. I may have a owner's book for this, so I have to take a look. It looks like they have registrations from Iowa taped to the seat right there. I've never seen that before, but that's pretty cool. Now, this is the correct seat pan for the motorcycle, because you got the seat catch. So this is all pretty good. I don't know exactly, but I know in '78 is the first year they had this on the frame with the bar coming out to hold the seat. This is called the stopper right here. This goes into there, into there. '77 had trouble with the seat coming all the way over and kind of gooning the side cover. It looks like someone had a battery tender on it at one time. I don't know if you still want to use that or not. I guess it's a good thing. We're going to check the grommets to make sure it's all good. This is all stock. This is where you want to be. So the sticker looks good. If you want, we can touch this up a little bit, Hilo was saying. So you probably could do that if you like. So we'll touch that up. What a nice piece. It's a lot of potential. Sorry to tell you about the spark plug hole though, but I mean, and everything else is looking good. And also on the head, Hilo chased all the holes to make sure everything was good. So for whatever reason that one went south on us, we don't know. But everything's looking pretty good. You got a center stand stopper on it that's looks pretty cool. So we'll have her done here probably a couple of days or so, and we'll talk. Okay, thanks a lot for bringing it to us. Okay, Peter, we got your bike just about done. Bike seems to run great. We're going to put a little bit more time on it to make sure that all the bugs are out of it, but the bike seems to run perfect. We had some issues here. This was the carburetor on the left side. We couldn't get see how the plug is all black? We couldn't get this body here straightened out. I don't know what the deal is. We put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and everything, but we just couldn't figure out what the deal was. So we switched it with another body. So now we're not having this issue here with the plug. So this is the body we took off. Okay, this is the sprocket that we changed out. So you got the teeth. What happened was someone had it really, really tight, and that's why it kind of gooned this up. See how it's kind of, the metal's coming away here at the top where my finger's at. So anyway, okay, then we put a new brake switch on. This is for the rear brake. This was busted right here. Okay, then this is the rear sprocket carrier bearing. It goes on the housing. There's a housing that this bolts to, then this goes like this. So anyway, here's your bearing. And the wrist pin, we replaced the wrist pin this was getting ready to seize up on this. So it's a good thing we pulled it down, or you'd had issues. What was the issue with this kilo?
So tight.
The tight on it.
Almost easy.
Okay. There's some ridges right here where I run my fingers, and it was tight on the piston, so the piston didn't have the movement that it needed. So I think another couple hundred miles or so, you'd have had some issues there. So it was kind of a blessing in disguise that the spark plug hole was stripped out. Then this is the funky line that we changed on the rear. Got a nice black one on there, as you can see right here. This is cool here. Good stuff. Okay, then here's your piston rings. So these are, and here's what was the head gaskets and stuff. Okay, now there's another thing here. This is your rectifier. This is your regulator. Okay, we changed that over to an electronic unit. So this is now it's a solid state regulator rectifier combo. So one piece takes the place of these two here, and it's got like a 1-year warranty. So it's pretty cool. It's we do it to all the bikes just because we don't want to have to fool with them. Then here's your brakes. They're about, I don't know, probably at least 65% worn. So they'd be good spares, but that's about as far as you go with that. Then here's the old parts from rebuilding the caliper. This is the caliper kit that we got made in Japan by this company here at K&L. So there's that. And then here's your old needles and seats, and just stuff. So anyway, well, I'll get a bill figured out for you here as soon as I can. The bike seems to run great. We're going to put a little more time on it to make sure there's no bugs. We always like to ride them a little bit before we release them, since you live so far away. So if there's, kind of look the bike over. If you see anything that you don't like, or that you do like, or whatever, or you have any comments or whatever, let me know. Now's the time to change it over, but I suspect you're going to have a really fantastic motorcycle here. One thing I do want to point out to you is the seat has a 76 cover on it. The 77, 78 cover is more squares going across, like there's 3-4 rows of squares, where this is the 76 style. I mean, it's a little wavy. If this is something you don't want, we can change this over. If this is something won't bother you, then, you know, I'm sure it's okay as is. I'm just telling you what the deal is. But it's not the correct pattern for KZ1000. Okay, the rest of the bike looks good. If there's any issues or anything, let me know. I'm happy to help any way I can. Okay, Peter, we're going to load your bike up to take over to you. So I just want to kind of go over everything. Just for starters, I mean, down here by the brake pedal, you got a window right here. Some people call it an oil gauge, some people call it a sight glass, some call it a window. Anyway, tip it over with the bike straight like this, and you want to see some oil in there. So we do have oil in there. That's a good thing. Now, kind of want to go over it with you. This is probably one of the nicest ones. This is kind of one of my favorites. I say it about a lot of them, but I really took a liking to this one because it's kind of really the best thing you can do to one of these to make it a nice hot rod. I mean, you had the pipe on it, got the nice flat seat, you know, the little bar, original paint. This is a very, very nice bike, you know, with original grips. Got you some good tires. There's no rust anywhere. You got a little patina here where you've got, you know, maybe a little paint coming off here and there, but boy, all in all, the motor is absolute knockout gorgeous. All the hardware that we put in there and everything. I mean, this is nice. And also, this could be a nice bike to restore too. It wouldn't take a whole lot. So I'm going to start this on, we're going to put it on prime because it's been at least about a month or so since we've had it started. So while I'm allowing fuel to get in there, it's perfectly cold. So I'm putting my hand on the cylinder, it's cold. This is the choke lever right here. Up is on. Okay. We still have battery. We got the IDI lights working. Now this is your oil light, that's going to be on till the bike starts. But this is your neutral light. It's best to see that before you start it. Pull the clutch lever in. You didn't really need to choke because it's nice outside. The way it's starting on. So I don't know this all that well, but I rode it like 29 miles and it seemed everything was good. There's no smoke. The motor sounds great. Got a brake light? Over here on the side, see where it says lights on, off, go all the way on. You got a headlight, and you check your high low right here with your hand. It's all good. And we have a tail light, so everything is working. Okay, I can feel heat come to the cylinder. Now I'm ready to ride it. I like to, especially since I haven't run in a while, sometimes the clutch can stick, so I like to kind of be pointed in the direction I'm going. You don't really have to, but if for whatever reason the clutch didn't work, you want to be facing where you're going. Maybe hit the front brake a little bit. That's nice. This bike is nice. This is a super nice bike. And on a nice Ohio evening, I can do this all day long. All night long. Okay, well I like it. I think everything is good. I'm taking it off prime. I had it on prime a little too long, but it doesn't really matter. So everything is good. You're going to love this motorcycle. This motorcycle will last the rest of your life. Be nice to it. Okay, well, thanks for letting us do this bike. This is a great one, and I mean, when I was a kid, I watched the guys that had money. They had these bikes. This is exactly what they were doing to them, putting a 4-in-1 header on it, and this is a nice clean. It brings back a lot of memories, and I'm sure that they're going to draw a crowd everywhere we go on this one. Okay, thanks a lot. This is really a great bike. Look at all the details. Look how nice the chain guard bolts are. Look at the nice shock nuts. Look how nice this rear sprocket area looks. Look at the rear wheel. Original footrest. Look at the detail here. Look at all this. It's clean. It's clean. Got the right screws and the headlight and everything. This is nice. Very nice bike.